How's it going, everybody? It's time for your battle plan for Zone 1 of the Battle World mode. Now, this week is going to be a little bit more interesting, marginally more difficult, because we're going to be doing difficulty 3, or at least hopefully you'll be doing difficulty 3. Hopefully all your Alliance captains changed it over. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to navigate Spec Ops as easily as possible, and for those players in your Alliance taking care of Spec Ops for you, the best substitute teams for them. Let's jump right into it, and we're going to talk about node number 1. This is going to be your city node. Bonus is to Superior 6 characters. You're also going to get Crucible rules in this room. Enemies are going to be A-Force and Defenders. Very, very easy enemies to take on, right? So we just want to make Spec Ops as brainless as possible so we can get all those event points. Your main team, 14 people. They're just going to use their Sinister 6 characters. It doesn't matter if they use Superior 6 or Sinister 6. You can use Vulture, Mysterio, whatever you want here. Just make sure out of these 14 people, you have 5 of them donate their Hive Mind. You do need to donate all the Hive Mind characters this day for Battle World. 5 people in your alliance, they're going to use their Spider Society on this node. I know, the next node as bonus is Spider Society. Hang on to your hats, I'll explain why we're going to use them here, okay? 5 people will use Spider Society on this node, and we're going to get them to add all the Sinister 6 characters, not just the Superior 6. Make it as easy as possible. All 7 Sinister 6 characters that are in the Spec Ops, these 5 people will donate them, okay? Then Spec Ops Team 2, these 5 people, well, they're also going to use Sinister 6, but these 5 people in particular, I'm going to get them to add Spider Society and not Hive Mind. That's why I separated this, okay? It's important that if somebody is donating Spider Society, they're not getting me to Sinister 6 or Hive Mind. If somebody's donating a Sinister 6, you're not getting me to Hive Mind or Spider Society. This is whole overlap, right? And this is because of node number 2, where we need to use Spider-Verse characters. Obviously, all 3 of those teams fit that bill. The bonus is the Spider Society, but there's bonus raid rules in here. So the reason we're using Spider Society on the other node, and we're using Hive Mind here, is because Hive Mind 100% fits Spider-Verse. You don't have Void Knight for the city section for node 1. Furthermore, because raid rules, Hive Mind is just going to demolish this. Not going to be hard. In fact, Hive Mind arguably could beat this easier than Spider Society is going to do. So it just kind of works out better that way. Because, as I stated, the enemies are stupid easy. We got Wave 1 and Bionic Avengers. Lots of defense up for our Hive Mind to flip. Lots of squishy characters like Black Widow, like Scarlet Witch, like Hawkeye for Hive Mind to proc off on. And so it's just going to be super easy. So because we had 5 people in the last slide using Spider Society and another 5 people donating Spider Society, that means only 14 people in our alliance will have the option to use Spider Society here if they want. That means we're going to need at least 10 people to use Hive Mind on this node. And that's not going to be a problem. You're just going to walk over it. Shouldn't be concerned with that whatsoever. All right, for node number 3, this is going to be your Herald node. This is where you get to use cosmic characters. Bonus to Annihilators. Arena rules are active. I think they're doing assist stuff. Bonus to Hive Mind. That's going to help the enemy Hive Mind team. If they drop below 50% life, they're going to do 200% increased damage. Bonus to raid rules and arena, and then the enemies are these symbiotes. Keep it simple, stupid. The rules of KISS. The main team, 19 people, use Annihilators. That's it. You don't need to overcomplicate it. I know there's crazy good characters. All right? You do whoever you want, but you can also use Annihilators. The next 5 people, that's more important though, okay? So this Spec Ops, these 5 people, they're going to use Skrull, Mephisto, Odin, Kang, Vol, whatever other cosmic characters. Cosmic Ghost Rider, if you don't have Odin, you pick. But these 5 people, 100% get them to donate all of their Annihilators. As long as you have Skrull in this node, or at Skrull Mephisto, you're going to absolutely walk over it. You're just going to go before these characters. Keep in mind, raid rules are active, but there's no Void Knight. There's no speed up on spawn for them. No problem, right? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, that brings us on to node number 4. Not much to talk about as far as node number 4 goes, because it's just the astral node, right? There's gonna come a time, a difficulty, if you will, where this just becomes untenable. Your Pegasus members are just gonna die. I don't know if that's gonna be difficulty 3. I don't think it will be. I'll speak on my experience from the playtest real quick. Difficulty 4, my 3 million powered Pegasus was still able to get through it, and the node that had Old Man Logan, right? So I think Pegasus, if you are a veteran player, is going to be perfectly fine for difficulty 3. However, that doesn't mean you shouldn't consider flipping some of those characters out, okay? I think right away, build up your Strange. Like, assuming you don't have anybody else from Astral Unlocked, that Moondragon, Strange is the first person to sub in here. Strange, when somebody dies, especially if it's rescue, is going to get energy, then going to be able to revive right away. That's going to kind of save you. And then Strange has an unavoidable special. His new stats, his special is no joke. It smashes, okay? There's going to be a wave in here where they all come in with dodge. Don't use your Strange special until you see that wave. When you see that wave, erase it from existence and move on with your life. Or save it for the final wave, because they all spawn in with like safeguard, defense up, and all kinds of stuff like that. And Strange will wipe that node away too. If you have a level 100 gear tier 18 Strange, which everyone should be starting to build towards, you should start looking at Astral as just another raid team. You know, you max them out. Maybe not gear tier 19, but build them super high. They're going to use them on Null Fight anyway. I'm getting off track. You're going to be subbing in the Astral members as you get them, okay? So Doctor Strange, going to replace Ironheart as soon as possible. Moondragon replaces Iron Man. I know Iron Man is another source of speed up, but Rescue can give us speed up, so we'll just keep Rescue, hang on a little bit more. Ancient One gets rid of Darkhawk. This is a 1-to-1 trade, right? Darkhawk is going to give your Pegasus members energy when they use their basics, but Ancient One is going to give her Astral allies energy when there's a crit from an Astral member. And that's going to be way more impactful. Like I was talking about, the special from Doctor Strange will erase the wave that has dodges. The Moondragon ultimate would erase the following wave, buffs or not. Moondragon is an absolute unit now. And the Ancient One also has more AoE and more damage sustain than Darkhawk has. Like, them putting Pegasus here, I think, was a really dirty move. I think they could have easily put, like, Orcus here, and they still could have made it so that Orcus would fail on the final wave or would not be able to make it past, you know, node 3 on difficulty 5 or wave 3 on difficulty 5, whatever the case may be. But they put Pegasus here. Pegasus is super outdated on stats. Horrible kit outside of raids, and this is what we kind of have to deal with, right? So replace as soon as you possibly can. All right, we spent a little bit too much time there. Let's just talk now about the unmentioned spec ops. We're gonna do this at the end of every video. Obviously, we didn't hit all the spec ops in this assignment here, right? We really only talked about Annihilators, Superior 6, Sinister 6, Hive Mind. There's a slew of just absolutely useless characters. So after you assign the spec ops to teams 1 and 2, we assign those 4 groups I just talked about. Fill in the rest of the spec ops missions based on player capability. This is an outdated slide. Why is this an outdated slide? That's because Livepool made this absolutely phenomenal tool for us all to use. It's a Google Sheet that is available if you go to the Dorkington Discord, which is in the description below. You go to the Livepool's tool channel, you'll be able to find the link to this. And what I'll do now is I'm going to walk you through how to set it up. We did this in a previous video, but we didn't in the most recent one, so I got a lot of questions. Figure I'll throw that in on the tail end of this one. So the first thing we're going to do, guys, is we're going to have the master sheet right here, okay? And what we need to do is we need to go to File, Make a Copy. Once we hit that Make a Copy, and we hit Make as Copy, it's going to give us a copy of this, which we're actually going to be able to manipulate. I'm not going to do that because I already have one pulled up right now. That's going to pull you up to this sheet right here, okay? From here, we need to import our Alliance's roster into the Google Doc so that it can do all the work for us. That's it. We just put the roster information in. It pulls in all the spec ops for us. So to do that, you want to head on over to the official Marvel Strike Force website. This will be the first page you see, obviously. Head on over to your portrait, hit your Alliance tab right here, and that pulls up your Alliance screen. From there, hit the CSV button, hit roster, and this is a pop-up, which is behind the scenes, you can't see it, and this is where you will download the CSV file. Once you have that CSV file, you'll head on over to a blank Google Doc, so let me just go ahead and make a new one. There we go, make a spreadsheet. And then I'm going to open that file that I just downloaded from Marvel Strike Force. Okay, so I head on over to the upload button, browse. This is going to do a pop-up you cannot see. I'll hit my roster 7, and it is importing it into the sheets right now. And here you go. From this page now, I'm going to click on the name in the top left corner. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, which is going to be all of my alliance mates. All the way to the right, hold shift, click that button, hold control, hit copy. We're doing a copy paste. That's what we're doing here. I'll head back to my my copy of the main Google Sheet. I'll drop myself so you can see what I'm doing down here. I'll hit the roster tab, And now I will copy paste it right here, right? Which is Control V for you, those of you who don't know. And that's it. We're basically done now. So I'll head back over to the tutorial page. I will hit the Make Assignments button. And this is where the magic happens. So that all the steps I just did, this is going to auto-assign your Spec Ops for you. Now the rules you saw me kind of apply. So this is giving Google Sheets permission to run the program or the code that Livepool put in, okay? I gotta give myself permission here. Okay. So this, what it's doing is it's going to assign Spec Ops based on the rules that we saw earlier. So if I go back to the slideshow for 1 second, for this particular sheet, it's going to make sure that whoever donates Spider Society will not be assigned to donate Sinister Six or Hive Mind. So it is going to try and get you to use then the teams that I had suggested for this, right? And this is it. This is going to give you your main assignments right here. You can just roll with this if you want, but I would also suggest you head on over to the various tabs. Let's go to Zone 1 tab for a second, and you can see that it has filled out missions 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 for my Baby Alliance here. My Baby Alliance cannot do missions 5, 6, or 7. We don't have enough Big Time Spider-Mans, we don't have enough Novas, and we don't have enough Gladiators. And because we don't have those characters, it just completely skips the sections because currently, hopefully they're going to change it, you need to have 30 out of 30 to get any sort of event points or any sort of milestone points, or victory points rather. If we go to different sections, we go to zone number 2 now, you'll see that some of them are partly filled, but others aren't. So why aren't these filled? These are not filled because whoever was put into a group that, say, is getting rid of their Sinister Six, so they need to keep their Hive Mind or Spider Society, there wasn't enough overlap in the Alliance to make sure that those rules are met for these given characters. That's perfectly fine. What you can do now is you come down to the drop box, you click on this, and it's only going to show you players who have the capability of donating a Gear Tier 15 Omega Sentinel. So what I can do now is I can just make a quick change. Let's say I want to put Afo here because he can cover that, but now Afo is being assigned. He's perfectly fine because we are skipping this entire section. He was only at the time giving 8 players, so now he's giving 9. So now I will manually fill this part in. Once you do that, for all the zones, I mean, we're just talking zone 1 today, so just do it here if you need to. You can head on over to player assignments. I think this is the easier way to show people what they're assigned. So if I go to Durkee Dad, it's telling me what I need to assign zone to zone for Spec Ops. You see very little for zone 4 or 5 for the Baby Alliance. I will go through every single player in my alliance and I will share this in the Discord. It's just more legible for players, so that's why I use that one. But for your alliance captains, or if you just want to make your alliance players read, you can share this big sheet with them for each day. The top left corner is how you navigate through the various days. All right, we did a little crash course. We talked about Zone 1 Battle Plan. I hope you guys have fun with Battle World. I know it's kind of boring right now, so maybe that was not the best thing to say. But I think difficulty 5, zones 4, 5, and null will be interesting. The other zones I think will still be pretty much auto. But I guess we're all playing a waiting game to see what Battle World is going to be like when we get to harder difficulties. But what do I hope? I hope Spec Ops is easier for you now. Thank you, Livepool. Shout out to Livepool for that one. Hope you stay happy, healthy, have fun. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye for now. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.